welcome back to another speed build video. My name's Jess, and today I'm building in Copperdale on a 64 by 64 lot, and today's build, as you can see from the title, is a high school build. So I never thought I'd be brave enough to attempt a high school build just because the lot is so big. I've never built on a 64 by 64 lot. It's never ever happened ever since The Sims 4 or any Sims franchise has been out. So this definitely is quite a feat for me, and I'm pretty proud of what I came up with. So this actually came about because in my own gameplay, I was trying to sort of optimize the high school that came with the pack, and I ended up just bulldozing it and attempting to create my own just because the high school that comes with the pack is just a little bit too big, I think, for gameplay. You just can't really get around the school that easily. So I wanted to make something that had everything you needed close by. So you'll see a little bit later how that layout comes into play, but I'm just working on the exterior now. So I wanted there to be quite a cool area for the basketball court just to make it sort of a main feature of the back of the school. And of course, use platforms to do that. Platforms were definitely my hero item in this build. I use them a lot. And you can see really that modern kind of shape taking form here. And I used a ton of windows. There's a lot of just walls of windows. And I really love that. That would be so dreamy to go to school and have that amazing view all around you. And at this point, I was really excited with how things were turning out. And if you don't know, if you've never watched my channel before, I always do my builds twice. So I pre-build it and then I build it again while I'm recording. And that's just because I want to save you from seeing all my different mistakes and all the changes that I make, because oh my gosh, do I make a million changes as I'm going through, and I will completely change an entire section of the build. So anyways, this is my second attempt. And when I got here, I was so happy because I didn't have to keep counting the tiles. It was getting so repetitive because trying to get the tiles to match up with my original build meant I was just counting a lot. So I was very, very happy at this point to be done with that section of the build. So one thing I wanted to mention is that this is definitely the definition of a speed build. I sped this up by 8 just because this is such a big build. I didn't want you to have to sit through so much of a video. I wanted you to be able to see the long product or the finished product more quickly. So I'll definitely let you know in advance this is pretty quick, especially when we start getting to building the classrooms, but hopefully you'll be able to see everything in the final shots. And of course, I hope you download this from the gallery and get to play with it in your game and enjoy it that way. But you can see I'm working here on doing some bike racks. I really love this element of the build just because in my mind, you would have a lot of students riding their bike to get to school, especially since this is The Sims and bikes are the only functional transportation we have, at least on land. So yeah, just thought that was a cute little element. And now I'm using the new bench piece that came with High School Years, and it's so perfect for platforms. It worked out so nicely. For some reason it didn't work on this side, but that's why we have tool mod. So yeah, I thought this area turned out really, really cute, and I added in some floodlights to just make it look a little bit more realistic. And I did add in this cart from the live edit section of High School Years, and I think that just added a cute little touch to make it look like somebody had brought the basketballs out that way. And you can see I'm working on the cafeteria portion of this build. I wanted to make sure there was a nice exterior space because I didn't leave myself a lot of space for the cafeteria on the inside. So just so you have plenty of tables, there's a lot of options on the outside. And now we're starting in on the interior. So I couldn't find a flooring that was really matching the color green that I was hoping to use in this build. So I went ahead and made sort of a custom flooring with the tiles from Decor to the Max. And that meant I used a lot of Control F and triangle pieces And I really, really am happy with how it came out. And I did a lot of this off screen. It took me so long, and I did it in a lot of different areas of the build, and you'll see that a little bit later. But you can see I did something similar in the cafeteria here, and I think it just looks really cool. So the cafeteria, as you can see, is pretty small, and I kept it pretty simple. This is a little snack area. I don't know about you, but in my school we had a snack section where you could buy like cookies and chips and things like that. But I definitely was guilty of eating my lunch from there more than I was of getting like a hot lunch from school. So now I'm working on the auditorium, and this is in the second building. And I just thought it would be really cool to have an auditorium. It's not super functional in game, like there's not a lot of uses you could have for it, but I thought it could maybe be cool for some pictures here. And I did want to make sort of a little coat rack section, coat check kind of section. I thought that made it look a lot more like a theater. And in this build, I wanted to add in the debate podium. So there is some skill building here that you could do if you wanted to. And then I, of course, wanted to make this look like a stage. So I used a lot of decorations from Get Famous and Moschino to sort of make it look like there's a backdrop. And then I did an upper floor where like you'd have the lighting and crew for shows. And I thought that was just a cute little touch there. So now we're back in the first building and working on the classroom, the first classroom. And this is the classroom I'm hoping your Sims will go to for all of their classes. This is the social studies and history class, or at least that was like kind of the theme I was going for. And I think it turned out really cute and using lots of different items that I don't normally gravitate towards. Well, and that's kind of the case with this whole build. I used a lot of things that I wouldn't normally use because I don't build schools or like I don't really build community lots. So there's just so much that was really fun and new about this build for me. So you can see here how I'm trying to optimize it for gameplay. So I did that miscellaneous room, which is a chess and computer room because there is the chess club and the computer club. And of course I put the principal's office, but I'm hoping it's kind of in walking distance of the just everywhere you'd need to be in the school. And I kept the lockers, all the functional ones, on the bottom level. And I am hoping all that will work really well. And then you could see there later I work on the gym, but I did just add a little like receptionist area to the office because I thought that helped make it a little bit more realistic. And I really, really love this area. I think it's just a cute touch. And I wanted to work on the landing of the second floor really quickly just to get that finished. And you can see again using those custom floors, and I think it looked really nice. And going back to the first floor, I went ahead and added in a very small gym. So in the game, at least through my own gameplay, all I ever had it ask was to do the treadmill and the strength machine. So I just wanted to make sure that was all that was in the gym, and it was very easily accessible. And hopefully it all works well for gameplay. I haven't gotten to play test this yet, so I will definitely make any changes that need to be made before I upload this to the gallery. So you can see I am working on some study rooms that are in the library. So in the library, I just wanted to make it a really comfortable and cozy kind of area that you would want to hang out in. And again, I tried to think also of just things that would make good pictures. So I tried to make this look pretty aesthetic. I didn't have a lot of room for the librarian's desk, but I think I was able to make it work pretty well. And I just wanted to make it look like there was a bunch of books that still needed to be reshelved. And overall, I'm just really happy with how this library looks. I think it has that nice modern look while still being really cozy. So now we're working on the second classroom of the first building, which, if you can't tell, is the science classroom. So I went ahead and did the classroom part of the build, but then behind it, there's a science lab area. And I really, really liked this layout. I think it was really cute, and I got to add a lot of fun items that I think will add to gameplay. And I think I was able to make it look pretty sciencey. I'm very, very happy with how this little room turned out. It's really, really cute. And now we're working on the third classroom, which again, if you can't tell, is the art classroom. And so in this classroom, I also kind of separated it in two parts. One part where you would paint and the other part where you would like learn and do your lessons. So I wanted to make this classroom really bright and colorful and just something really special. So of course this is my favorite classroom because it is much more colorful and I really, really like how it turned out. And then we're actually on the second building, so I added in a bathroom, of course. And I wanted to make it look like those pictures were sort of like pictures of different plays that were being put on in the auditorium. And in the upper floor, there's going to be a janitor's closet here because the janitor is actually a part of gameplay, and I think that's really fun. So I wanted to be sure to add that as an element. And in this building, there's two different classrooms. One of them is the handiness classroom, which is this here, and then one is the music classroom. So in the handiness classroom, I used these drafting tables, and I thought they worked so perfectly for like the vibe of this classroom. And then I used a lot of different like fabrication and crafting machines, and I wanted to make it look like there was like former class projects sitting around. So that's why there's just some random furniture and sculptures. I thought that would be cool. And here I actually used the cubbies to give everyone like their own toolkit. I thought that was fun. And now we're working on the music room. So there's like a little recording studio and then just the main classroom. So that actually means we're coming to the end of the build. So I want to thank you so much. For supporting my little channel here on YouTube. I had a lot of fun doing this build. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day, and thanks again so much for watching. Bye!